Hello, Jeremy Chambers, Independent Acres Homestead here. Well, we're having a little problem with our pumpkin patch. Stick with us and I'll show you exactly what it is we're dealing with and how we're going to take care of it. Alright, so if you've been following our journey this summer, you'll remember back a little while ago we received some awesome heirloom pumpkin seeds from Deep South Homestead. It's part of a growing collaboration that they had with many homesteads around the country. We received 6 seeds from the Cherokee tan pumpkin. If you're not really sure what that is, go ahead back and watch our video. I'll go ahead and place a card for it here. And these pumpkins have been growing great. 6 seeds, 100% germination. The plants themselves have reached about 30 feet in length. Just really happy with the quality of this plant. Some awesome blooms, both female and male flowers. We had about 8 fruits set on this vine. No issues at all with powdery mildew or any squash bugs or anything of that nature. Everything's been really healthy up until about a week ago, and that's when we started noticing some bites out of some of the pumpkins, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. You know, first it was 1, and then it was 2, and then it was 4, and then it was 7 out of the 8, and now we're down to the final pumpkin that has no bites or scratches or marks in it, and I want to make sure this thing survives. So I'm about to take some drastic measures, and now it's time to fight fire with wire. Okay, so the plan is to take this 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch hardware cloth, and I'm going to make a little cage to go around this pumpkin. I'm going to make about an 8 inch by 8 inch by 8 inch cube to go over this pumpkin, and then we're going to stake it into the ground just to try to make sure that we get this last fruit to survive. I really want to see this thing reach full maturity, full ripeness, so that we can have some seeds to share with the homesteads around us here in southeastern Michigan. So stay tuned and I'll show you exactly how I'm going to make this. Alright, so here's the plan. We're going to take some of this hardware cloth. I'm going to cut 8 inches out. It's 24 inches long. That's 3 sides of my cube. Cut another one 8 inches wide, 24 inches long. That's the other 3 sides of my cube. And then we'll cut some holes in the cube for the vine to go through, and we'll get this thing placed around the pumpkin. Alright, so here we are. This is the first 3 sides of the cube. Once I get the other side bent, what I'll be using to put it together is some J-clips and J-clip clamps that we have left over from assembling our rabbit cages earlier this spring. Show you how those work as soon as we get to that step. Alright, so this is what we've got here. I've got the bottom and the 2 sides already slid underneath the pumpkin, and I also put a little bit of cardboard right here on the base, just so that the pumpkin isn't resting right on the wire. We don't want that cutting through the flesh of the pumpkin there. Alright, and then this is the other 3 sides here, and what I've done is I've cut an area out right here just to go around the stem of the pumpkin. So once I get this cage on here, that stem is actually going through the hole. Now we've got the pumpkin. It's going to be protected on all 6 sides. Let me show you how we're going to clip this together. Alright, so if you've never used J-clips before to build cages, it's actually a pretty simple process. So what you've got is J-clip pliers, and here's why it's called a J-clip. Well, because it looks like a J on a profile. Alright, so that's, dropped it. So that's what a J-clip looks like right there. All right. Now, place those in the pliers, just like so. And then as you crimp it, it brings that together and it's going to make a nice tight circle. All right, and that's what's going to hold our wire together. All right, and there we have it, pumpkin in a cage. So your extreme measures for extreme times. But you know, we really want this pumpkin to survive, so we're gonna do what we can to make sure that it does. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you found this helpful. You know, just remember, if you do have issues with things getting into your pumpkins, watermelon, melons of any kind, or squash of any kind, this is a pretty quick and easy way to get it done. Less than about $1 per squash or pumpkin, and you should be able to reuse them year to year if you really need to. The J-clips aren't too hard to take off if necessary. Just make sure you scale it up if you need something larger, scale it down if you need something smaller. But it's a good way to protect that investment of time and you know, preserve the future of you know, special plants like this Cherokee tan pumpkin. All right, thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, go ahead and like. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, God bless.